What's up, guys? We're back with another one, and this one is actually going to be a video on the top 5 things that I chose to upgrade on the Genesis first. These are things that I think would be probably one of the smarter things to do, just in terms of if you want more power or if you want to be a little bit more efficient, along those lines. So these are going to be the top 5 mods that I've done so far to the Genesis Coupe. Alright, so number 1, we're definitely going to go with the Catback. I have the ISR Racing Catback. Some say it's a little too loud and obnoxious, but I mean, it doesn't look bad. You got the burnt tips. It has a high flow resonator, and it's 3-inch piping from the secondary cat's back. So if you want to make it even louder, you can run test pipes. But it's pretty self-explanatory. I mean, you'll lose a little bit on the low end, gain a little bit on the high end, because it basically just shifts the power up there to the higher end. The next thing I was going to say is, since I have the 3.8 track, these things come stock with stiffer springs. I swapped them out for lowering springs, but any kind of lowering spring will help you out dramatically. Now I'm still running the ESR wheels. I'm a year in, nothing wrong with them. I haven't bent them, cracked them, chipped them, blown them apart, you name it. But with the springs, you'll definitely notice a difference. Not only will it drop, I mean, just with lowering springs, I mean, it definitely dropped a lot. I can just barely get my fingers in there. And I'm running the Godspeed springs. I want to actually switch over to coilover so I can actually get a control over dampening, because with the springs, it definitely does ride a little bit stiffer. But it's not too bad overall. But basically, with the whole setup that I have going on, so the Catback opens it up a little bit on the higher RPM scale, and it also sounds good too. It's nice when you can actually hear it. And then we have the Godspeed springs. Those aren't too bad for what they are. I wish I would have got coils, but they definitely help out on the handling department a lot. Just remember, if you do drop it on springs, get an alignment afterwards, because your alignment's probably going to be a little bit off, so you don't want to go and have your tires not sitting all the way on the ground after lowering the car. You'll end up having that weird camber thing going on where you're only wearing out like 3/4 of the tire instead of the whole thing. So springs would definitely be number 2 on my list. The third one would be, you can't see it, but it would be the Megan Racing transmission mount that sits directly below the transmission. You'll see it. It should be right here below the car. It's actually super easy to switch out. It helps stiffen up the shifting. Now afterwards, you will have, like, your shifter will vibrate a little bit more because of the stiffer rubber compound they use. But overall, it definitely helps out with shifting. I also got the Torque Solutions shifter bushings, and the actual shifter, like, it's like a bushing itself. So you have there's 4 little bushing pieces that sit in the arm, and then there's one main bushing that the rod goes through that holds it in place. So all 5 of those are stiffer rubber compounds, so they help a lot on this department. I heard the ATQ short shifter and shifter bushings, that whole kit that they come out with, I heard that's super good, but I didn't get it, and I keep hearing this like long wait time. So I wanted something now, so I went with all that. So I got the Torque Solutions transmission. Well, I got the Megan Racing transmission mount, and I got the Torque Solutions shifter bushings. So that would definitely be the top 3, because a lot of the guys that run, and they say they have hard, well, first to second lockout from a standstill. I've never had it, but I got all that stuff just in case. So even if I did end up getting it later on down the road, I wouldn't have noticed it yet. Maybe when the car gets a little bit older. I'm at 71,000 miles right now. So if maybe when the car gets older, I'll notice it more. But as of right now, I don't have second gear lockout. So that would definitely be number 3 on my list for sure. The next thing would be, let me pop the hood for you guys. The next thing on the list would definitely be the 3.8 Manifold Riser. As you can see, it's right here, the silver aluminum part. Hands down, that'll definitely open it up in the mid-range. It'll give the car a lot more mid-range power. So basically, like, that is, it's around, I got it when it was $275. So that's not too bad, but at the same time, it could be a lot better. Like, I wish I would have got the one with the meth port, but I actually have the throttle body spacer that has the meth port in it, which is, I don't know if you can see it, but it's actually right back there. You can see the little white plug in it, but that really doesn't do anything. All the throttle body spacer does is pretty much just add some intake sound. It looks good, but that's all it does, is that intake sound. But I would highly recommend the 3.8 Manifold Riser. It's a shame that in the future I'm going to have to get rid of it, because I'm going to be going with a aftermarket manifold so I can run dual port injection for the turbo setup. But for right now, I'm using the riser, and it's pretty nice. You definitely will notice it. It will give you some of that mid-range. But that would definitely be number 4 on my list. Now, number 5 is one of those, it's just a personally, it's me. I like it a lot. But the CSF Radiator. So it's not necessarily a performance thing, but it is. It helps keep the car cooler, which is nice because that means it'll last a little bit longer, keep the temps down. I also ordered an oil cooler as well, so I'm trying to help keep it way colder than what it actually is from the factory. If you guys have ever seen the factory radiators that come with these cars, they're little dinky things. I mean, they're about that big. They're dinky as hell. So this one is a double core CSF racing radiator. The part number for that should be 7038. I went on their website, and it only lists the BK1 3.8 option, but it's the exact same one. It fits perfect too. But the intake, so that's going to be number 5. Let me wrap that up right there. That would be the 5th one that I got. So the next one would be an intake. You can get an intake for them, but my setup right here, I would highly suggest not getting this setup. This is the short air intake from InGen. I mean, it looks good, but all it does, after like 1 or 2 hard pulls, and then you start sitting in traffic, this thing heat soaks so bad, and it should retard timing because it's pulling in hot intake temps. Now, if you get one like 3.8 Performance cells, an actual cold air intake that actually drops back down, back behind in the bumper, but then it deletes out the washer fluid reservoir, and I didn't want to do that, so I just stuck with the InGen one and went from there. Also, as you can tell, I have the HBS silicone radiator hoses. Got the main one. The other one's down there, you probably can't see it. You got the 2 up here, 1 here, and 2 back there, and then the main hoses in the back. And then I have the P2R Racing throttle body spacer. So that's pretty much all I have done up here. I mean, I have the wideband air fuel gauge back there too, linked in, but that's pretty much it. But with this radiator, you definitely will see an improvement in water temps. Water temps will drop. I haven't actually got it down to an exact science of how much it dropped, but on average, I've been seeing it's like around 15 degrees. So that's pretty nice. But yeah, that's going to be at least my top 5. I mean, I have a lot of other stuff done. Like, I mean, I have the slotted and drilled brakes, ceramic pads. The car came with Brembos, obviously. The wheels, I got these. I wanted to get the Work VSXs, but I'm waiting on those for now because I wanted to put more of the money towards the performance end of things versus the cosmetic end of things. Even though I did get the whole Street Arrow kit. But in terms of pricing, you're going to be looking at, so I paid $700 for the Catback, for the ISR Catback, $700 for that, $85 for the Megan Racing transmission mount, $60 for the Torque Solutions polyurethane transmission bushings. I paid $275 for the 3.8 Performance Manifold Riser. I paid $347 for the CSF Radiator. And that should be about it for all that end. Everything else actually, it runs really good for what it is. I mean, I'm not tuned yet. I'm waiting to get tuned with boost. But honestly, that would be my top 5 if I had to choose any. That way you could know. But that's going to be pretty much it, you guys. If you liked the video, go ahead and leave a like. And like always, go ahead, drop some comments in the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I have so much more content coming, guys, and I have more parts coming. I have the oil cooler coming. I have the new clutch coming. I have a bunch of stuff coming. Also, I'm going to be throwing when I get tuned on there, but I'm only going to get tuned when I'm on boost. So when I get the turbo kit and all that, that's going to be up on it. The goal for this car, I want to hit at least 600 horsepower. So at least 550 wheel in this car. 600 wheel would be great, but the flex fuel option for these things, I'd have to run a Haltech, and I'm not trying to go through all that. I just want to go see what I can get with stock ECU and all that. So hopefully when I get the new manifold, I can really start messing with things. Which the manifold will come from MTM Motorsports or Travis. So I've been all over him on that, about that thing. But yeah, like usual, guys, if you like the video, leave a like, drop a comment, and let me know what you guys think of this video. And don't forget to subscribe and share the content. Let's grow this channel. Let's get the Genesis community out here. All right, peace, guys.